Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the series where I CAD up stuff for my garage and my car to solve problems that I have. So problem number one that I talked about in the last video. Look at all this space that's taken up by all these bottles. So I made prototype one of a cup holder, but as you can see right here, this is very thin. I think that's gonna break one day. And these screws are too big for the holes. So I need to make the holes bigger and I need to make this support bigger and probably change the design. So that's what we're gonna do for prototype 2 of this cup holder to hold the other WD-40 bottle. And then I had an idea. So this is a water bottle. That is essentially a cup holder. What problem do I have on my car? So if you don't know, when you're driving a manual car, having cups with straws right here is horrible when shifting. It just gets in the way, hits your hand. So what if I could get that cup holder and put it right here? This would be ideal. This would be perfect. So I know what some of y'all are saying, why don't you just put it on the vents? Those look stupid in my opinion. I want the vents blowing on me, not on water. It just shakes around. So I was thinking, how can I design something that either hooks on top and holds it or hooks on bottom? So option A, it hooks on top and it goes in between that. But I don't like that idea because you gotta change this part right here, like drill it or something. So how about you hook something on the bottom, drill it, and then slide the cup holder on right here. So if you don't know what this is, this goes in between the under panel and the bottom side of the bumper. So this screw will sandwich these two things together and it'll hold everything in place, okay? So hear me out. Let me fiddle with this. Let's go to the inside of the car. If I could somehow design something like this that goes underneath this right here and then screws in, and then the cup holder can sit on top of it and lock in here, that would be perfect. Because then if I have a passenger, I could just slide the cup holder off. Also, if you didn't know, IS300s come with 4 cup holders. So in the back, there's also another 2. So if this prototype cup holder for my car version 1 fails, I always have 2 cup holders in the way and 2 cup holders in the back that just do the trick. That just do the trick? That do the trick. I don't know, English is hard. All right, let's go upstairs and let's CAD up some cup holders. All right, so we're back on CAD. All the measurements are still there from the last time we designed this. And I showed y'all a time lapse of me designing this, which kind of wasn't the best. I mean, I thought I liked time lapses, but it didn't really show the process. So basically I started with a circle, extruded it, just a basic cylinder, cut holes here, cut a hole straight through it, and then designed a backing plate right here. So on this right side, that's where it attaches to the wall. And I just extruded it until it meshed into the actual cylinder. So first step, let's fix this little wall thing. So what sketch is that? So sketch, yeah. All right, let's adjust this sketch. And many of y'all probably haven't seen SolidWorks or Solid Edge. So I don't know what to tell you, except I'm gonna try to explain it to the best of my ability. And hopefully it's not as complicated anymore. Like, CAD might seem very jarring, but it's just drawing and then drawing in 3D. So let's delete this and then let's measure from, measure from here to here. That's 0.15. Therefore, I want this and this, okay, to be the same, like, width, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna put this right here and then right here, and then I'm going to do the distance to 0.15. And now I could time lapse for you so you could see the entire thinking process and basically see what I'm doing instead of seeing a camera behind a monitor that's overly bright. So yeah, let me time lapse this for y'all. All right, so that's basically it. Let's see if it adjusts the hole. It probably messed it up because I deleted some members or not. So let's see. Finish. Yep, protrusion number. Ooh, it messes up everything. Basically everything. So that's fine. You just delete this protrusion. And then, yeah, the holes are a lot better because look, you see this? This is thicker. This is thicker. All of these are thicker. So let me remove some planes for y'all. Y'all can see it. If you can't tell, I'm from Alabama. I say y'all a bunch. As you can see, the green sketch is now both square, if that makes sense. Like all these are squares. The last time it was like a triangle. It was just a weird structure that I made. But now I'm gonna extrude this sketch, okay, this way. But I don't want it to go through, so I'm just gonna through all. But that doesn't work. Too wide? I don't think so. Let's try this. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Let me remove that sketch now. Beautiful. Look how simple that is now. All right. This print's going to take 4 hours. And it's already 5:14. So this video might come out late. But I also need to design the other one. Let's see now. So the problem with the holes is that the holes were like way too tiny. So I'm going to cancel this. Sketch. Extrude. You know, I don't remember the measurements, to be honest. I'm going to adjust the sketch first. So adjust the sketch. For some reason I did it sideways. Whoa. Happened there. All right. So for some reason this is 0.5 inch. I'm going to do an inch. That didn't work. Inch. Hello? Inch. It does not want to do an inch. Let's delete this, and then it's 1.89, 0.189. I'm going to take a picture of that because I need to remember that. And then what is this? Protrusion. The length of that, 0.914. All right, let's take a picture of that. So it fits flushly against the wall. I'm gonna try to figure this out and then I'll get back to y'all. All right, so now I have these platforms a little bit bigger. I can make the holes a little bit bigger as well. So I don't actually remember what size the holes need to be. I'm gonna get the screw real quick. Still have the screw. So let's measure this and measure the threads as well and then make the holes, and I'll be right back. And there we go. I'm not sure if you saw how I made the holes, but there's like a hole function. And then when you click on it, there's like a bunch of things that you could change and exchange. Change and exchange? What am I saying? This isn't a shop. Anyway, you could change like the angle of how the countersunk hole is and the diameter and the thread diameter. And you can make it threaded if you want. For me, I'm not, just for simplicity's sake. And I think we're done. So let's convert this to a... First of all, let's Control S, save it, and then let's save as translated, and then let's do V2, STL. We could do STL or a step. Let's do a step this time because last time the STL was like a little wonky. So let's do this, and then I'll see you in Bamboo Lab where we could actually print it. So it's asking me about linear deflection and then higher quality transformations, so increasing processing time. Let's bump this up to like 0.10, I guess, and then let's bump this up to like 0.60, just like this up 10 and this up 10 as well. Okay. Oh wow, that honestly looks a lot smoother than last time. Whoa. Okay, this is gonna be a good print. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but let's slice a plate. And okay, it says it has a floating cantilever. So let's see if I could go back to prepare and then turn it over. So which way would be the best? Honestly, let's turn it over like this. 180. Does that work? Yeah, let's try that. Let's try doing it upside down. That might actually help. I don't know actually, because the bottom's really flat. Maybe if I do it on the side. Yeah, I think that's like the best way. Let's see if let's see what happens if it needs any supports. Because I wanna choose one that has the least supports. So support. Enable support. Slice again. Let's see. Okay, not bad. Not a bad amount of supports. 5 hours. Okay, let's try to make this the least amount of hours as possible. So let's rotate it again. That's not what I wanted. There you go. That's flat. Let's slice the plate. Does it say I need supports? I think so. 5 hours is a long time. So I think this is all we could do for today. Because otherwise the video will be posted tomorrow. And I got school tomorrow. So I don't think I can do that. I might show y'all how 7 hours? No. Let's go back. Anyway, I might show y'all my thought process on how to redesign this for the cup holder in the car, but I don't think I could print it in time, to be honest. So, unfortunately, I was a little too busy this weekend. So we'll have to save that cup holder for next weekend. All right, let's slice the plate again. Come on. Give me like a 4 hour or 5 hour, I don't know. 5 hour. Dang. I mean, it is better quality. So I'm gonna print it the same way we printed the last one, I guess. And yeah, let's send it to the printer. I'm not gonna do a printer time lapse this time, just because it was of low quality and it didn't look as good. So let's print this plate. Time lapse off. Okay. Anyone is incompatible with the print file configuration. I just reset the Bamboo Lab software and then clicked up here that I have an A1. For some reason, it was a different printer, and it's gonna take 6 hours total time. So I'm gonna turn on the time lapse so I can show y'all next time, or if not this time. And yeah, I'm sorry that I can't show you the final product in time. It's 5 o'clock, and 6 hours from now will be when I'm asleep, because I have school early in the morning next time. I just forgot that printers take a while to print. So let's print this, send it off to the printer, and I'll time lapse it for y'all. And in the meantime, I'll show y'all my thought process for the cup holder for the IS300. So let's get to the CAD program again. All right, we're back in CAD. So I'm gonna save as again, and I'm gonna change it to IS300 cup holder B1. Save. So now this is free to mess with. So I don't need holes like this. I don't need the sketch. I don't need this protrusion. I don't need that. And we could start off with this right here. So let's sketch on plane 6, which is basically this wall right here, and let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's use this, and I'm gonna cut off this side, and then let's add a mount that could mount onto this. So I'm gonna take some measurements of this, and then add, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, because it's gonna fit onto the side of this like this, and then it's gonna need to somehow like flip in like this. Yeah. All right, let's start with the hole though. All right, now that we have our hole right here, we could adjust everything else accordingly to that. So I'm gonna start with a rectangle that goes around the hole and match this width and height, and then probably add a mount for this thing right here. So what I'm thinking about is, of course, making the hole so you could screw it in, but firstly, let's make the hole first, just to make it easier. So just cut, I'm gonna do that first. It looks a little goofy, but keep in mind this is version 1. I'm gonna extrude this right here like this. I should have made a hole both sides, but anyway, I'm gonna extrude it to a certain length first. I'm just gonna 0.309. 309. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to make a little divot where it'll just click in, if that makes sense. So let's see. This is 1.02. 1.02. So let me sketch again on this. Another rectangle. So rectangle by 2 points. And I already forgot which one it was. Let's measure it again. Yeah, I need to make that. I need to make this wider so it could like click in, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, so that's 0.771. I'm gonna do 0.871. 0.871. That gives me a 0.05 tolerance on each side. So this protrusion was 0.309, was it? Can't remember. Yeah, 0.309. So in the middle, I'm gonna, yeah, so. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. 0.309 divided by 2 is 0.154. So let's do 0.155. Yeah. And let's sketch on that plane right there. Sketch on that plane. And let's make a rectangle. So just a simple test. So a simple test. So since the width is, should be writing this down, 0.7, 0.7677, I'm gonna go to 0.75. A little bit of tolerance. And this is all experimentation, so I'm trying to make this quick and easy. All right, and then it's gonna go down all that. It's gonna go down 1.022. So I'm gonna put this right here. Oh, that's not what I meant. 1.02. It could be a little bit more than that, so I might delete this line, or crap. I made that sketch a little too small, but it'll work. It'll work for right now. I could always improve it in the next version. And then let's adjust this so it's constrained. If it's blue, it means it's not constrained, which means it can still move. So, of course, what am I doing? There you go. Now it's black, it's constrained. Close the sketch. Finish it up. And then, where'd that sketch go? Wait a second. No, I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's sketch on top of here and then make a rectangle. Yeah. And then I could just, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. There's a little lip right there. I kind of want to use that, but this is just a prototype, so let's see how it works. Okay, so let's do this again for the third time, just trial and error. 0.77, so this is 0.75, and then how far do I want it? So since this thickness is 0.309, I'll put this as, let's see what this, 0.1 0.13, 0.13, so I'm gonna put 0.14. 0.14. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna center it like this. And then there you go. And now finally I can cut that 0.11 basically 0. Yeah, 0.10. Let's do 0.104. Then I could cut this 0.104. That's not right. 0.1004 probably. That's what it was. Yeah, sorry, what am I saying? 1.1.004. I cannot think right now. 1.04. God. There you go. And that should grab it. I'm gonna cut this hole again. This way. And then I'm going to make this hole at the front bigger, so a socket can fit in it. So how wide is this socket? 0.56. So I'm gonna do 0.575. So sketch. What did I say again? I forgot. 0.575, I think. Yeah, 0.575. 575. Yeah. You know what? There's a crude way of doing this. I could just get a parallel plane. And this video is just me ranting about random stuff. Put it randomly right there. Sketch on that plane. Basically, where'd that plane go? Okay, yeah. No. Right here. Copy that circle. Exactly like it's already constrained. And then all I have to do is cut this way. Bada bing, bada boom, done. There you go. That's prototype number 1 of the thing. So I could stick my socket in there with the 10 mil, and I didn't really account for the actual screw itself to see if it's going to interfere with the water bottle, but I know that the water bottle is significantly smaller than the brake clean bottle, so it'll fit. And whatever problems I have with this model, I could always change it later, because this is version 1, prototype 1. So this should work for right now. So this goes inside, and then I just hold this, I push it up like this, and I drill it in, and it holds it tight. And then it'll rotate maybe, but yeah, I could fix that next time. So sorry for the video being just weird, because I'm just ranting on CAD, but I just want y'all to see my thought process when I'm solving problems and I'm trying to figure out different ways different approaches of making things that I want to make in my garage or in my car. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe if you want. I'm not gonna make you do that for this kind of video, because I didn't even show you the prints. But next video, I'll show you the prototype version 2 of the brake clean holder, and then I'll show you the version 1 of the IS300 cup holder. So yeah, I'll see y'all next Sunday. Peace.